Someone doing the hoovering.
No, that's my laptop trying to take off, bro.
Hi guys, I'm Amesh,
I'm Asiva.
and today we are reviewing the latest album from the boy band Brockhampton, Roadrunner, New Light, New Machine.
Brockhampton, they first sort of burst onto the scene in 2017 with their Saturation trilogy. They are a boy band / hip hop group of 13 people. And they made waves initially with their sort of odd future meets Gen Z meets kind of quirky, out there, like fun-loving style. And
Young Kanye vibes with like the whole kind of sampling culture and all that stuff.
yeah, they met on a lot of them met on like a Kanye messaging board. But so since bursting onto the scene with their Saturation trilogy, they've gone some tumultuous times with the forced removal of one of their main members and
Founding members, yeah.
Yeah, and since then, their sound has taken some drastic changes with the sort of abrasive and experimental and cold iridescence and the mellow, I don't know, pop R&B of Ginger. And now they are at Roadrunner. The big change in the production I found was that there was a lot more guitar work as well.
Yeah.
Compared to their previous projects, which was refreshing. It was new, gave it a bit of grit as well.
The way I'm thinking about it is like in terms of Pokemon, because all good things can be related to Pokemon.
Of course.
If Saturation stuff was, first evolution, Squirtle, then we had like the weird phases of the other two albums that came out. And then where we are right now is like the middle evolution, where we're trying to see, like, they could turn out really cool, or they could go like south. They could go, in a totally different direction.
I do think this album is still them trying to develop their sound and try to find it, but I think this is the closest they've been post-Saturation, and you kind of have an idea of what it is. It's a lot more mature, and I feel like it's not a bad thing that it's not Saturation anymore, and I think they've sort of realized as well that they don't need to chase that previous sound. They are something else now. To me, it kind of sounds like a mix of Iridescence and Ginger, to be honest, at times. Like, it comes off quite cohesive overall when you compare it to what's come before. It's still, like you said, the war turtle phase. It's still not quite developed.
Yeah, but it's still training.
But I feel like it's probably the most clear and focused they've been since the Saturation trilogy.
It feels like they have something more to say now, so they've got everyone's attention, and like with this, they really wanted to say stuff. They just didn't want to be another boy band. They didn't want to be a fad. They didn't want to have like bangers. There are some bangers in this, but they didn't want it just to be about the bangers. They wanted to portray a message. They wanted to get something off their chest with this album, and boy, did some of them get some stuff off their chest.
Yes.
So first of all, Buzzcut, what a way to be like, I'm back, guys. That sample, I remember you sent me a video of like how they sampled it, and I was like, how the fuck did they get from this to this? And
they sampled themselves. They sampled Merlin on one of the previous tracks. This infectious vocal sample that just lets you know, like sirens buzzing, that it just lets you know we're back. Chaotic, deranged sound. And Danny Brown fits like very nicely in there. It's like
super feature. Danny Brown just like murks it, mate.
And with Kevin Abstract, I feel like this is his most expressive verse in recent memory. I don't remember especially coming off Ginger, where he tried a lot of monotone stuff, and it feels like a continuation of that iridescent sound, but a bit more, not held back, but a bit more refined, a bit less out there,
tuned up. Like they knew what they wanted to say. Like, yo, first track, let's hit him hard. We're back. So like from Buzzcut, we go into like Chain On. I thought it was like hard verses. Did you win if your purpose is just perfect potential? And it's like, oh shit, why are we? Oh god, why does that resonate? It's just like, why are you trying so hard? Because I want to be the best, but why? I just want to be perfect, but why? What is the point? It's like, it's got like throughout the album, it's got like quite good introspective like bars like that, which I like.
Chain On though, I feel like I like JPEG's feature. I think it was actually probably the best overall feature on the album. Like he says stuff like, when we catch them cops, we don't need 6 seconds, you remember Vine, and stuff like that. That was really cool. But the chorus just feels a bit, I don't know, lethargic. It's a bit,
it's what you need for post that first track though, because that first track was so like, whoa, this is just like let's take it back for a second, let's start the story here. I
don't think they would have been able to do a song like Don't Shoot Up the Party until now. I don't think they had the maturity to tackle such a political theme.
It's a lot of things that kind of like it. So Don't Shoot Up the Party went into like racism and just like the state of kind of gun laws in America, but also like pandemic getting to someone. And I don't know if the song was like from the victim's point of view or from the
I definitely were. I think they definitely had this sort of paranoid edge, this sort of bad trip edge. It has these monosynths in the background that sort of wail around, and
which makes it feel out of this world. Just like
it's like it's paced so well, that track. I love the pacing on the track.
Oh mate, when during the last third of the song where they go into the chorus and it's just like, don't shoot up the
I love where they use a synth instead of a gunshot, and then it does, this breakdown comes in and it just feels like I'm in this bad trip and my face is being torn off as I'm going through this trip.
But yeah, man, nothing could have braced myself for the light.
Yeah,
the light,
so
bro.
that's what I'm saying. So on the flip side to the bangers, you have like, in my opinion, what makes this album so good is this core emotional thread it has about Joba. You know, he's on the front cover for a reason. He steals the show here with his verses and the light part 1 and part 2. So for some context, his dad passed away, I think, because of suicide the year before. So quite recently, actually. And the fact that he's able to process it and put it out there in the way he has is frankly amazing.
I think maybe the song was a way of him processing it, actually, like not post-process, but during process, because the way the light is, I feel, is written, it's a bit of him still trying to understand it. It's only until like the light part 2 where you're just like, okay, he's kind of processed it. But you're right. So yeah, the light is like Joba, but also Kevin explained some of his heart-wrenching like truth as well.
Like the light part 1 comes in with this really gritty guitar energy. Like I said before, like they brought in these guitars into these albums. Yeah,
it fits so well. Like it's this kind of like I want to say like nostalgia, like 80s kind of like rock ballad kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And it's just like it fits so well. It's like the guitar's crying, the singers are crying, I'm crying. Just listen to all of it.
Yeah, it's just really dark, gritty, emotional. And I feel like the light part 1's almost this sense of desperation that sort of is drenched in the track, and then the part 2 is sort of, oh, we're gonna make it. Oh, we're almost there, sort of thing. It's like, it's gonna be okay. That's how I saw it, because part 1, it just feels so suffocating and claustrophobic.
There's no way out kind of vibe.
Yeah, they're sort of crawling through the dirt, trying to find the way. Yeah, I think that they both of them come in really well in the like part 1, and of course part 2.
The spooky keys in it as well. I really like that.
Yeah. So which did you like, part 1 or part 2?
I think I like part 2 because of the refrain that's in the chorus.
I mean, to me, the light part 2 is sort of the closer of. I mean, it just hit so hard, that song. Like it's made me tear up a couple of times. Like when I've listened to it, like it has these very angelic choruses in the background, and you know, you start with Kevin Abstract setting the scene with trying to look ahead in spite of his troubles and fight all of the difficulty. The
grandfather stuff, just like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. It's heart-wrenching because it's honestly difficult to listen to, because he's imagining his dad's suicide, he's living through it and its effect on him, and he's imagining his future without him. He's grieving not just for the man he lost today, but for the man he's lost tomorrow and what comes after that. What I really like about it is it ends on this sort of uplifting, beautiful note of sort of, you know, you can make it, you can do it. It's so raw, but it's also molded in such a way that it almost functions as a, you know, suicide prevention song, like something like Cuddy would do, like a reborn from a Kid See Ghost. I know that people will listen to this and sort of get something from their own problems and, you know, use it as a
literally that last bar of "Please Don't Do It" just hits so hard after listening to it throughout. And that last refrain, "Please Don't Do It," it just stays with you.
What I like about the album, it's not just like these two songs are randomly thrown in. No. There's little threads of this, like for example, even such a banger like "Don't Shoot Up the Party." It has Joper saying, you know, what's the issue, why you gotta grab that pistol, like this cautionary angel on the shooter's shoulder, like think about who gonna miss you, like even in this paranoid deranged state, like there's little threads across the album which I really appreciated, that's sort of tight together.
Even the lead up to the Light Part 2, it's what is it? It's Dear
Lord.
Oh
Dear Lord, yeah, that's
I love Dear Lord, man. It's like literally one of my favorite tracks on the album, that kind of acapella, like let's take it back to boy band roots kind of vibe, gospely vocals. Just I thought the album would end there, and then it went into Light Part 2 and I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Like
it's a nice palate cleanser, isn't it? Because it kind of functions like this deconstructed gospel song, like it's like that
especially
song
especially straight after "Don't Shoot Up the Party."
It really works as like a bridge between the two, and I think its brevity is good. It stops it from outlasting its welcome, because otherwise I think it could have gone a bit too long, because it's a bit bare at the end of the day. Talking of boy band moments though,
I'll Take You On
is one of my favorite boy band moments of their discography. It sounds like if NSYNC was brought into 2021. It's got a very sort of danceable beat. I
didn't think it was that great, but I really thought the transition in it was cool. The mellow kind of ASAP vibe was definitely something that I could dig with, but I didn't think it was like, and compared to everything else in the album, I didn't think it was like shout out.
Fair enough. I think the only problem I'd say with the track is, other than the fact it makes me sing along like a teenage girl, that Charlie Wilson's a bit sort of underused.
What's the occasion? The hook.
Oh, what's the occasion though? What's the occasion?
What's the occasion?
I really like that one. Again, I feel like...
What's the occasion? That is question of 2021.
Yeah.
What is the occasion?
I think this is them back in their sad bag, and they are killing it. And the crescendo on this song,
go on.
It's so cathartic. It's this chorus, a guitarist, an angelic chorus, and it's so liberating. It's just like, I feel like I'm just like ascending as it happens.
Yeah, spirit literally coming out like, take me now.
Like, One Eye Ball's quite cool, because it's like,
it's got
it almost sounds like
vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say Kanye. Vibe.
Kanye,
like
College Dropout. Yeah, Dropout. So
but it's instead of like, you know, Kanye is very upbeat and la di da. It's more sort of bittersweet and melancholic.
Which is where the J. Cole came from.
I just felt it just made it a bit more unique, and it's very introspective and existential, sort of reflecting on your growth and your family. Interesting enough.
I was gonna say the early 2000s kind of hip hop vibe.
Amazing you say that, because Chad Hugo is on production. He's off the Neptune, so.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I felt like the drums had a very Neptune feel.
What do you think your standout tracks are for this?
For me, the Light Part 2, 100%. That it's Light Part 2 is one of those things where the closers are so good, it elevates the whole album that came before it.
Yeah.
Don't Shoot Up the Party, and I'm gonna say I'll Take You On as well.
For me, it's got to be Buzzcut straight away, man. That's such a great way to start an album. I don't think I can get tired of that song. And then both the lights for me, I think they need each other to have a full definition. Don't Shut the Party and Dear Lord. Dear Lord. So yeah, I give this album a 7 out of 10. Really liked the evolution and the growth that the band have shown through this album. But again, to reiterate a point I made before, I think this is only just the beginning of them trying to define what they want to be and take the sound. And you know, this could be the start of something beautiful. It could be their road to My Beautiful Doctor's Fancy, or it could be their road to whatever that Arctic Monkeys album was that came out in 2018 that sound like elevated music. But this is defo the middle stage, charmeleon of their discography at the moment, and I can't wait to see if it turns out into a Charizard.
Nice. Don't know where that hate for Tranquility Base Hotel came from out of nowhere.
Been in my mind a lot recently.
I think this album is one of Brockhampton's stronger albums. It's cohesive. It's them stepping forward, like you said. It's almost them being reborn, new light, new machine, like the album title. And it really does feel like it. It's got a core emotional thread with sort of Joba's storyline, but also has them sort of flexing their talents on more political bangers. It's a new Brockhampton sound. It's a more mature and polished Brockhampton sound, and I'm happy that they are evolving. Sorry. I feel like they're still figuring stuff out, and a few of the, I don't know, poppy R&B tracks kind of fall flat when compared to the others on the album. So it's not perfect, but overall really strong. The stuff that Joba brings is some of the most heart-wrenching stuff that they've put forward onto Wax.
Joba has stolen the show on this album.
100%. I think I'm feeling an 8. I think it's pretty solid overall. Yeah. What?
You said that like Anthony Fantano.
Why?
Yes, I'm feeling a strong 8 with this one.
Huh.
Just